Hey folks, just wanted to give you an update on a few items that I've added. I know I posted in my last video of some things from Rubafini that were headed their way, and I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like on a touring model. So I replaced the highway pegs, the brake lever, and the shift lever, and I kind of wanted to give you an idea of what that looked like. Really remarkable products. They're really engineered well, and really adjustable, which I really like because it gives me an option instead of just a firm fixed foot placement on the brake lever and the shift lever. So gonna just kind of give you a rundown on these real quick. So these are the highway pegs, really well engineered, really nice, pretty well machined. It takes away the obstruction of having really big footboards there like I used to have with the San Diego Customs. And then the brake lever, which I'm getting used to right now because it's a smaller foot pad. But the nice thing is this is adjustable in 4 different directions, so you can actually move this in 4 different directions right here. It's really well machined. It went on really easy. I did have to take the engine guard down, and I also had to, manipulate with the rear master cylinder in order to get that installed, because I didn't want to pull the exhaust and then have to replace the gaskets and stuff like that. So really well put together, fits perfect. There's very little clearance between the exhaust and the brake lever, but this is as far back as it goes, so we're good. The interesting thing about these is these little spikes here. If you get your leg caught on that, it's a bad day. So that's the only thing that I guess I would prefer not to have on there, are those spikes, but I get it. It holds your foot firm on there if you're wearing boots or shoes or whatever. But other than that, it's really well machined. I'm glad that somebody's thinking about adjustability instead of just looks. This has both, in my opinion. So I really like it. Kind of go around a little bit to the other side where I got the shifter. So the shift lever, same thing. It's got 2 adjustments here. You can either have it a little bit further back or a little bit in the front. It went on really easy. Typical shifter lever installation. This here, I did have an aluminum one from Polyaffi Design, and that was on there firm. This, however, is like an hard plastic, so it must work fine. I was shocked that it was plastic and not aluminum, given the rest of their stuff is really nicely machined. And we'll see how it goes. It matches up perfect, so I'm guessing it's going to be just fine. You can't really tell that it's plastic. I also went ahead and got their shift linkage arm. It just kind of matched the theme of everything else. And again, well machined. Installation was a breeze once you get the measurement right. It looks really nice. It's black. You can get them with different colored accents. I chose the silver just to kind of give some contrast to the black bike. I stayed with the original floorboards that I had, the Harley Davidson ones, just because I like them. They match. Rubafini makes some really nice ones. They're MX style, which I'm not sure if I'm a fan of yet or not. But for right now, these suit me just fine. A few other questions I've got, and I'll post some other videos, is how does the backrest or tour pack install with the Legend suspension, with the Revo Arcs with the canisters on the back? I'm gonna go ahead and start coming up with a video idea for that. And then also a lot of questions surrounding the bars and the holster setup that I've got here with the San Diego Customs, little bar bag here. This is an Alien Gear Molly mount holster. It's lockable, so it will not have anything fall out, but it's easily accessible. And let me show you what that looks like. So I like to have things accessible to me at a minute without having to fumble around. So this locks into place, gives me plenty of room, and if I need it, I just gotta reach over, push the thumb lever, and I've got it. Instead of having to pull my cut back or fumble around in my waistband, it's right there for me to grab, which is kind of why I went with this setup. Originally, before I had this cluster moved here, I was going to mount that on the front side so that I could have a left hand grab, which is why I bought that particular holster. But it works out just fine. If I ever needed it, the last thing I'd be worried about is keeping you know, my throttle hand on the throttle. So I hope this answers some questions. I am going to start posting some more regular videos, and you know, I'm excited that the bike is back finally. There's a few other things that I'll be doing here in the next week or so. I'm not a fan of the way the wiring comes out of the bars, and without having that plastic Road Glide gauge shroud, I'm a little OCD, so the wiring up front here, I'm gonna have to try and figure out another solution for that, because it's driving me crazy to look at it. So I may have to pull everything off and then kind of run it through the frame like they've done on other builds. I'm also waiting for Lucky Dave's to build their Triple Tree clamp that will direct fit to the bars instead of having this pullback mount. That's the only reason why I've stayed with the factory Harley one. Nobody else makes a Triple Tree mount without having to use this back plate for 4.5 on center bars, which Lucky Dave's are at 4.5 on center. Everything else is 3.5 on center. So I'm kind of been at their mercy, waiting for them to develop them. I know that they're under development. They're just not ready for public consumption yet. So patiently waiting. Lucky Dave's, if you ever watch this, let's go, man. I need them to make this build finished. But yeah, other than that, I'm happy with the build. You know, there are a few things that if I could do over, I probably would. Other than that, I would say I'm 95% satisfied with the way things turned out. I am considering going to a different exhaust setup. I love the D&D, but I may think about going with the Fueling or HPI. I haven't quite decided yet. I know there's stainless exhausts, but I just need to kind of break up that engine a little bit, and sticking with the black I'm still on the fence about. But yeah, let me know what you think. Love to see all the comments. I appreciate everybody, you know, the handful of people that have actually subscribed. I'll start to push out more content as I get it available, and then I'll do another video on mounting the backrest and sissy bar and stuff like that to with the canisters on the back for the Legends Rebo Arcs. So hope you're having a great Memorial Day weekend, and see you soon.